Hi, my name's Nikki, and I am doing my first official video about how I have been affected by multiple sclerosis. Um, I have to say, seeing Selma Blair at the Oscars definitely not only resonated with me, and it was something that was beyond relatable, but kind of jolted me into a if not now then when kind of attitude. And seeing how gracefully she portrayed what is, I know, and so many others who are suffering with, this illness or, thriving through this illness, however you go about it. She brought a lot of validity to the disorder. She she highlighted misdiagnosis for years and people thinking she was faking and attention seeking, and it's all in her head. And as fellow MSers probably know, we like to joke about how you're right, it is all in our head, brain wise. But no, it's just seeing her embrace it and just rock it kind of made me feel like, what are you waiting for? Not the most similar of stories, but definitely I felt it on so many levels. I was 17 years old, and it was Valentine's Day, and I went into the movie theaters like any other, celebratory night, and was watching a movie, and one thing led to another, and pain increased, and kind of brushed it off because, I probably just worked out too hard or whatever it may be. And it got to the point where I went to stand because I knew something was wrong. It felt as if my entire body had been lit on fire. And again, scrambling to kind of make sense of what was going on and what was happening. I went to stand up and I collapsed and I did not walk again for several months. To a 17-year-old girl who was, cheer captain and a softball player and a swimmer and, a visual and performing arts major, and someone who wanted to go into the army and or sing for the rest of her life. This did not fit in the plans, especially being a month before my 18th birthday. The birthday that everyone looks forward to because at least legally they're an adult. If only I knew then what I know now. Hindsight 2020 and all that good stuff. But little did I know that 17-year-old episode, which led to paralyzation, and the very first time a doctor would tell me not to get my hopes up because I may never walk again. And clearly, they didn't really know who I was, and they highly underestimated my resilience. I laughed in my sarcastic kind of way. My exact words were, I believe, "Doc, I don't care what you write on your little ditto pad, but you don't know me, and there's nothing I can't do. Not only will I walk, but I'll come back dancing." And I did. And, hooray for me and all that good stuff. But little did I know that would be the first time out of 4 where I would go paralyzed, and my, resilience would be tested. I have gone paralyzed 4 times in 13 years. I just this month celebrated my 13-year MS anniversary, again, which is Valentine's Day. But in 13 years, I've been paralyzed 4 times. Twice from the waist down and twice from the neck down. Each time I can remember that same, what if talk, or like, this is the one where you might not come back from. And every time somebody told me, especially someone in the medical profession, no offense, but especially someone telling me, you can't do this, or you won't, or don't, it makes me want to even harder. And whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, I can definitely tell you it has shaped the way I look at this disease and life and the future, or whatever that turns out to be. Again, I've been dealing with this since I was 17, so for my entire adult life, this has been life. I spent my 18th, 21st, and 25th birthdays in the hospital. I have been personally fitted for a wheelchair because, fun fact, when you are in a motorized wheelchair, it's something you need to get fitted for. And like I had said, this was around February, March, and it was my senior year. And I just remember being fitted for my wheelchair, and my mother actually saying, kind of breaking down, because she was pretty much realizing that this was the time I should be getting fitted for my prom dress, let alone my customized wheelchair. So it's definitely been a long journey, and that was just, awakening number one. But each time I've gotten stronger, at least here, whether or not physically. Again, unfortunately, it's always progressing. And there really is little to no control over it. So it is very frustrating, very unpredictable, and it comes with a lot more than just physical complications. Speech impediments and hearing and visual loss, cog fog, not being able to express something in a way that you've been able to for the past. It's very frustrating, and it's very humbling. But I didn't want to make this long. I just felt like it needed to be done, and why was I waiting? So even though I didn't have enough strength today to put on makeup or to make myself look extra presentable for the world, and there's definitely insecurities that come, with life and with this disease and with so many other things that I'm sure people can relate to. But I did it. Step one. So stay tuned, because failure has never been an option for me, and I don't intend on starting now. And if this disease decide to come at me, challenge accepted, just like it always has been. And like I said, I'm 4 for 4. I'm pretty much betting on me, and I think pretty much everybody else should too, but who knows? Stay tuned, we'll see. But thank you for bearing with me, and for, kind of listening to me explain what I've been through and show that first steps can be done, and it's small victories. And for me, this was fun. So thank you all for sharing in it. Here's to number 2.